Good evening. We bring you the latest in the world of sports. Sitting in for the birthday boy, I'm Boom Gonzalez. Of course, the birthday boy being Paulo Del Rosario.
We give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Dani Ravenna. In tonight's game plan,
we will test my partner, Dani Ravenna, as she dishes out her hot takes on the Premier Volleyball League in our new segment called Dani on Defense. Following the opening weekend of the PBA 46th season, Jut Sulit joins us tonight to break down the most exciting players in the Philippine Cup. And as our Pinoy Olympian Carlos Yulo sets his sights on Olympic gold, we chat with the family behind the Golden Boy's success in a special interview with his mother, Angge Yulo. Buckle up, sports fans! Let's get in the game! Hello everybody, the Premier Volleyball League has been catering to our famished volleyball appetites these past 4 days. Now, with the continuous elevation of the excitement for the PVL, we will be testing my partner, I can't believe I'm saying that, my partner, Dani Ravenna, on her early hot takes about the league. Let's see if Dani will be able to defend her hot takes in our new segment called Dani on Defense. I can't get past this. Partner! I'm calling you partner. I'm calling your mom partner for the longest time. But are you ready?
yes, I'm ready, partner. Let's
Ayan.
go.
I like the sound of that. Pati ba naman dito, libero ka pa rin?
Yes, nga.
Defense pa rin.
rin.
Okay, but okay, we're coming off that game earlier. Petrogas and
Yes,
Creamline.
Creamline.
Give me, wow, is that the early candidate for Game of the Year for the season?
I watched the game a while ago. It's very exciting. I think, obviously it all boils down to stamina and who can play the strongest at the end. So I think Creamline really pushed Petrogas, but it was a great game. So very, very entertaining for all of us volleyball fans.
As
Yeah.
advertised,
Yes.
champion versus champion. Meron pa
Yes.
mga hindi naglalaro, Dani, right?
Yes, of course. We have yet to see in Ballypure, which they are currently playing, also Chocomucho and Perlas. So we're excited to see all of these players play soon.
Chocomucho will be playing tomorrow.
Versus-
As of the moment, we're real time, 16-13 is the score. Black Mamba Army over Ballypure in the first set. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
For your defense.
For my first hot pick,
Game.
boom, Creamline is the best or most conditioned team in the PVL so far. So, why do I say this? Because
Let me say first,
Yes?
your mom's not gonna help you this whole process, okay?
I know. This
You're
is-
on your own here.
Mom, I hope you're listening and you're proud.
Okay, it's the best conditioned team in the PVL. Is
Yes.
it because they won 2 already, or is it in the way they won? Bakit ba?
Well, for the recent games, of course, against Santa Lucia and Petrogas a while ago, we see that it's not a Lysa center anymore. We can see contributing players such as Ate MG, Michelle Gumabao, also Ate Gia making excellent plays. So everyone is contributing to the team and them needing to really win the games that they already faced.
This was, of course, you're watching the first game against the Lady Realtors. They won this one in 4 sets, and then they won again today in much anticipated match against Petrogas, another 4-setter. Ganon din ba yung nangyari dito, Dani? Para bang you felt like Creamline was the more conditioned team, that's why they outlasted Petrogas? Ganun ba yun?
Definitely when it comes to conditioning, Creamline is really up there. But at the end, if a team wants to face Creamline, they really have to be mentally and physically ready because Creamline is, not an easy team to beat. So I think also that they'll just level up as they play more and more games.
Parang hindi nagbakasyon
Yeah,
no?
parang never nag-end yung
Oy,
volleyball
that's
for
almost
them.
2 years.
Yeah, and
It's-
sana all.
It's so unfair. Okay, let's
Yes.
get to your second one.
So of course, my second hot pick is Ate Aiza Maizo. Pontillas is reliable as ever. Yes.
You're touching a nerve here because I'm
Yeah.
such a big fan,
Me
and I
also.
said that in the first game.
Yes.
Classic.
Yeah.
I will not go against you on this one, but please tell me why. Why do you think so?
I feel like at her age, Ate Aiza is really, her level of play is really up there and her level of competitiveness, we can see how much she wants to play, how much she really wanted to come back this season. And me personally, I grew up watching Ate Aiza during her UST days and now her playing in Santa Lu. Every volleyball fan is really idolizing and really wanting to play with her. For me, I hope that I can play with or play against. So hopefully soon.
Oh, kaya pa. She'll
kaya
be
pa
there.
Yung Ate Aiza.
She played very well in that first
Yes,
game.
yeah.
Sasabayan kita. She played very well in that first game. She actually was a big help
Yes.
in claiming that set against Streamline. And then, of course, the second game, mas maganda pa yung
Yes.
pinakita. She looked happy. She looked healthy.
Yes.
And I am in agreement with you. And please do not bring up the whole statement. Growing up, kasi tinatamaan ako dyan. Okay, let's get to the next one.
So for my third, of course, Cherry Tigo's tall roster may lead to a strong Final Four contender. Yes.
Is it just about them? Is it just about the tall roster when you saw the first two games? Or is it meron bang iba mga players that
I feel
contributed?
like along with the Santiago sisters, a lot of other teammates also contributed to their wins. Of course, Mylene Paat and Arian Layog, they all contributed to the win. Along with that, Cherry Tigo's lineup, we can see their dominance when they play. They exert this level of competition and also increase for the entire league. So, kumbaga, tinaasan pa nila yung level of competition this season.
At saka parang, with players like that, especially Jaja,
Yes.
parang, and you know this, Dani, parang yung the other teammates sumasabay sa level
Yes.
nila. Actually, that last game, si Layog pa nga yata yung best player.
Player of the game,
Right,
yes.
player of the game. So, sumasabay pa yung mga ibang players. Okay, so yes, well defended. Okay, what is the next one?
So for my fourth, Petrogas versus Black Mamba Army exceeded expectations.
The game, you mean?
Yes.
This is the game that got delayed by 4
Yes,
hours
by 4
almost.
hours.
No, 4 hours actually. Why do you say that? I wanna understand this. I might not give you a good
Yes.
grade, ha? Teka, sandali.
No, I can defend this.
Oh, sige nga.
Professor.
Why?
So I feel like, of course, me being a volleyball player, I know how hard it is to play, especially when there's a 4-hour gap between or during your game. So for them to play at that level, despite the waiting time and the delay that it caused, the rain caused,
Right.
so them exerting all their effort and all the, kumbaga, yung level of energy nila during that game, hindi nagbago. Again, parang wala nangyari.
Okay.
That's why we say our expectations really were expected or not exceeded because of these teams.
Okay, I won't go against
Yes.
you. You played and you're still playing in that level, so I
Yeah.
will never be able to understand how that feels to be delayed by 4
Yeah.
hours and to play at that level again. That is incredible for these athletes. You have a last
Yes.
one, right?
Yes, my last.
Okay nga, sige nga, let's see. So far, so good, Dani.
Yeah.
But let's see.
I think you'll agree with my last point. So
Don't be too
PBL
confident.
I am, because I feel like this is correct. PBL 2021 will be the most exciting season to date.
And why do you say that?
Every volleyball players or volleyball fans' dream is to see all of their idols and all of their favorite athletes compete in one league. So ako, volleyball fan ako, sobrang nakakatuwa na my idols, my ates are playing all together, and you can really see that everyone wants to win it. Every single game, lahat ng players, nilalabas nila lahat ng kinakaya nila, and also their energy, and you can see the passion, which is, I think, is the most beautiful thing about the sport, is you can see each player's passion and determination to win.
I can't wait to see you there.
Oh,
I can't wait to see you there.
Kay Coach O muna pa ako.
Baka pagalitan ako ni Coach O. Huwag ko muna raw.
Yeah.
Huwag ko muna daw kapakiusapan
Wait
si
now.
Dani. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
you get a 10, of
Thank
course.
you, Professor Broom,
Or
for
else
that
your mom's
grade.
gonna kill me. So you get a 10. When we return, we'll shift to local hoops with PBA Rush host Jut Sulit as we break down the most exciting players in the Philippine Cup. Keep it here. You're watching The Game.
Welcome back to the game alongside Boom Gonzalez. I'm Dani Ravenna. The 2021 PBA Philippine Cup continues tomorrow and we have a doubleheader at the Inaris Sports Arena in Pasig City. In accordance to the league's health and safety protocols, the initial scheduled games of Terra Firma versus Alaska and TNT versus Magnolia have been postponed. This after 4 TNT players returned tests that were either positive or need to be confirmed for COVID-19. Phoenix and Northport will push through tonight at 3 p.m. as both teams look for their first win of the season. Then at 6 p.m., Alaska and Magnolia will face each other as they look to stay undefeated. After the first set of games this past weekend, tonight we'll break down the most exciting players in the 2021 PBA Philippine Cup. Joining us for our discussion is PBA Rush anchor Jut Sulit.
The one and only,
Yes.
Jut.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Danny and Boom. Boom, I'm with you. It's kind of weird to be on the other side being interviewed by Danny when we usually are the ones interviewing the athletes.
I know. But hey, here we go. So Danny, you
Yes.
shoot first. Again, let's ask him about these players that he has prepared for us.
Of course, we'll start off with Calvin Abueva.
Yeah, I named Calvin Abueva one of the players I'm looking forward to. As we all know, he's moved to a different team. He's now with Magnolia. But the thing about it is that in his first game with Magnolia, he remained the beast. You know, the beast that we all know. We can take a look at the 26 points and the 10 rebounds, but what struck me the most is the 11 fouls that he drew in that game. And that just painted a picture that siya pa rin si The Beast na alam natin, you know, even from San Sebastian before, and then of course with Alaska, with Phoenix, he's able to join this new team and insert his style of play without really disrupting what Magnolia used to do because their main man, Paul Lee, still scored 21 points.
Interesting. And you know, Jut, as we know, Calvin is must-see TV whether he's playing or not, di ba? Parang hinahanap talaga siya ng tao. So, okay, your first guy on the list is Calvin Abueva. We all agree. Now, who else are you thinking about in this list of most exciting players?
Well, I'm also excited to see, I was excited to see Poy Aram and how he played in his first game with TNT. Of course, si Poy, nakita na natin yan with TNT in the PBA bubble. But right now, what we saw from Poy, a double-double in his first game, and the manner that he got it, Boom and Danny, it was rather silent. Hindi na siya yung parang sa NLEX before sa Blackwater na kailangan nilang puntahan talaga for him to be able to get his production. Poy was just, you know, trying to help out, picking his spots, and just making the most of being around veterans like Jason Castro and the rest of the gang.
All right. 17 points, 7 rebounds. 15 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists off the bench, as you mentioned, just to score your point, Jut. Yeah.
So your next
Even 3 blocks.
your next guy on the list is Mac Bello, who's traded from Blackwater.
Yes, Danny. Mac Bello debuted for Meralco, scored 27 points, a career high in his debut with the Bolts. And, you know, I'm also very interested to see how this story develops, yung Mac Bello now with Meralco, because they had played 2 games. Yes, first game, 27 points, career high. But in his second game with Meralco, actually 7 points lang siya. And, you know, they still won that game. A lot of other guys starred. In the first game, he took 18 shots. In the second game, took only 5. In both situations, Meralco got the win. So I think there's still a lot to see in what role Mac Bello will eventually really fall into with Meralco.
And hopefully, of course, you know, sometimes in situations like this or these, Jut, when you get traded, parang may re-energized yung player. So let's see what's going to happen. Correct me if I'm wrong. The next player that you're talking about is the player of the week.
Yes, it is. It's Reynam Batak of the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. You know, Boom, when we take a look at the stats, no, from the first 2 games of Reynam Batak, I think a lot of people will see 20 points per game. But let's talk about the 10 rebounds. This is a guy who plays the 2 guard and even had to shift a little bit to the point guard for Rain or Shine. He's been stellar since his collegiate days. Pero yung mga nakaka-partner kong analysts, even they are kind of surprised at how quickly Ray has been able to rise to stardom in the PBA, and I think we're just seeing it really right now come to a full fruition, no? And 21 points and 12 rebounds in their last game. I think the vets of Rain or Shine like Bo Belga, Gabe Norwood, handa na sila to really pass on the torch. They'll still be there, but they are ready to pass on the torch to younger guys like Nambatak and Mokon. And boy, these youngins are ready to take over as well.
Okay, next on, as you talk about youngsters, another young star, CJ Perez, is next on your list. Jut?
Yes, CJ Perez, obviously, the most talked about trade over the offseason, moving over to the San Miguel Beermen. Did he have the best debut for the Beermen? Possibly no. Those are great stats, 17 points, 8 rebounds, but he actually was just 7 of 18 from the field for SMB. But, as a team, the Beermen in that game, all of them could have played better, of course. Our prayers go up to Terrence Romeo, who suffered an injury in that game. But yun din, same with Mac Bello. I'm interested to see paano pa magde-develop yung chemistry with CJ. We know these teams haven't really had the luxury of a lot of practices together dahil nga dun sa mga protocols. And CJ will just find himself there. And the great thing about it is, I know I've been saying it a lot, pero yung mga veterano din, the previous players or the mainstays of SMB, kitang-kita nyo na willing din sila to give way to CJ.
And just to end this conversation, we have to touch on the comebacking Junmar Fajardo. Regardless of what happens, this is exciting news. What are your thoughts on him?
Oh yeah, I mean, Junmar Fajardo, actually, coming into that game, in their first game, he was actually reported to be playing lang, limited minutes, syempre, sabi nung una 3 minutes per quarter, but he actually ended up playing 18 minutes, and I think that's a good sign for San Miguel, even though Junmar, not the biggest of games for him, just 5 points, 2 of 7 from the field, but hey, we gotta give this guy some time to get back into game timing, maybe game shape as well. Let's remember, kung yung ibang players, months hindi nakapaglaro, si Junmar, I think close to 2 years siya, away from the actual action of the PBA. But I have a feeling, guys, that when Junmar finds his rhythm once again, he's gonna be out for that 7th MVP trophy.
Well, it's good to see him play regardless of what happens. It's good to see all the players get together and play again. And Jut, it's good to see you as you list all of these exciting players na parang pang mythical 5 na, no? Lahat ng posisyon, kompleto. Thank you very much for joining us, Jut. We appreciate it. It's good to see you, and we'll talk to you soon.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, guys.
All right, after the break, we chat with the mother of Philippine Olympian Carlos Yulo days before the start of his gymnastics event at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. They say it takes a village to raise a champion, and behind every champion athlete is a strong foundation built on family support. My partner knows about that. Days away from Carlos Yulo's first ever Olympic Games, our very own Paolo Del Rosario sat down with Kaloy's supportive mother, Angge, to talk about their family's experience of the Golden Boys' journey to the world's biggest stage.
Sangge, so si Kaloy, I'm sure kung nag-research yung mga tao, makikita nila na nagsimula siya kasi nakita niya yung nakita niya yung mga gymnasts dati nung bata siya eh. Akalain mo ba na from that moment, he got interested in gymnastics, years later, mag-o-Olympic siya bigla?
Hindi po, sir eh. Kasi ang dream lang po namin noon, kaya namin siya ipinasok sa gymnastics is makapag-aral lang po ng libre through sports po, magkaroon po ng scholarship. So yung sa magagandang eskwelahan po ba na, kasi hindi naman po namin na-afford na pag-aralin siya sa private school, no? So parang blessing na lang din po ito na nakapasok siya sa Olympics po.
Siyempre, it must have been hard for you. Kasi at one point in his career, kinuha siya ng Japan para mag-training po dyan. How was that discussion like po, yung sinabi niya sa inyo na may offer yung Japan?
Kasi beforehand pa po, no, na dumating dito si Coach Mune ng 2013, si Ma'am Cynthia Carion, yung president ng GAP, and si Ma'am Bettina, yung secretary general namin, is sinasabi na po sa amin na pag-trainingin si Kaloy abroad, sa Japan or sa China. So parang nasa mindset na namin na in the near future po, aalis po si Kaloy. So, nung dumating si Coach Mune, and nung 2016, na ipinadala nga siya sa Japan, sinama na siya. So parang hindi na rin po kami nabigla or nagulat po. Kasi right from the start pa naman po, sinabi na sa amin na papadala siya sa ibang bansa to train.
Parang nagbuhay OFW siya eh. Kamusta naman yun?
Opo, kasi nung una, uwian naman po siya talaga. Parang after 3 months, uwi siya dito. Tapos balik siya ng Japan after 2 to 3 days lang po. Tapos ganun po. Then nung sumunod na taon po, parang naging 4 months na. Every 4 months na ulit. So sumunod na taon, parang after a year na. So nakaano naman siya, okay naman siya. Nung eto na lang huli, okay na siya. Pero nung mga first year niya doon, sobrang hirap daw po.
Kaloy right now going to his very first Olympics, and I'm sure, ano yung feeling kapag mabasa mo yung mga reports or yung mga news articles na nagsasabi na si Kaloy is one of yung big hopes for a medal para sa Pilipinas?
So ang feeling ko parang, alam mo yun, na proud ka and at the same time parang nakaka-pressure. Kasi parang yung expectations ng mga taong bayan sa kanya, sobrang laki po talaga. So parang nakakatakot po.
Nasa palagay mo ba napapressure ba si Kaloy? Kasi kapag nakikita ko siya nagko-compete, parang sobrang focus niya, parang walang pressure eh.
Ngayon po kasi, nung last na nag-usap kami, kalmado na po siya eh. Sobrang kalmado niya na parang mas ako pa yung natetense, na habang palapit yung Olympics, ako yung laging natutula, yung laging, alam mo yun, parang wala dito sa mundo yung utak ko, ganun.
Na-imagine mo na ba po yung feeling na makikita mo siya sa TV, nasa Olympics mismo? Kasi iba talaga kapag, okay, SEA Games, World Championships, pero yung Olympics, yan yung pinakatuktok eh, ng sports eh.
Hindi ko pa rin kasi until now sa totoo lang hindi pa rin nga parang ayoko pa rin niyang mag-sink in eh. Tsaka ang sabi ko rin pagdating ng competition niya ditong sa Olympics, parang ayokong manood. After na lang siguro mag-aano na lang ako sa YouTube.
Minsan parang konting preview lang. Anong sasabihin mo kay Kaloy right before he competes sa Olympics, right before he starts yung unang event niya?
Ang lagi ko lang sinasabi sa kanya is magdasal and focus.
Dasal and focus. Napakasimple, and I'm sure na yan ang kailangan niya para makakuha ng ginto.
Wow, I've worked with your mom, obviously, a lot. First of all, let's wish all the Olympians, because not just pride, money, and all of that. A lot of them are on a roll. Like
Yes.
Carlos, you're on a roll this whole year, and hopefully that momentum carries into the Olympics. But going back to your mom, when I talked to her during commercial and all that, when she's watching, 30 Kiefer and you play, they say they're more stressed.
Yes,
Is that true?
definitely.
And why? Okay, tell me, ano yung mga kwentuhan niyo dyan?
Well, yung lagi nga naming asaran sometimes with my mom is like when you see her, parang siya yung naglalaro. Like her, yung kabado niya, parang siya yung mag-free throw or siya yung magsaserve ng bola pag volleyball. game. But, I think every parent naman is really just in full support of their
course.
children. So I feel like that's normal. And at the end of the day, win or lose, our parents will always have our backs,
Of
especially
course.
my mom.
Of course.
So, yeah.
Kahit na gumaganon na si Mosey sa mga games, nakikita namin sa camera, ganyan. Si Bong, medyo cool
Yeah,
pa siya.
cool pa eh.
But yeah, well, stress is real
Yes.
for the parents. By the way, yung nag-interview, birthday today, si Paolo Del Rosario flew
Happy
to
birthday.
Japan. Yes, happy birthday. And he is already there. If I'm not
Yes.
mistaken, sila Gretchen, they're already there. So happy birthday, buddy, and we'll keep the chairs and the seat
Yes.
warm for all of
Happy
you.
birthday, Kuya Paolo. So, talking about the Olympics is just 3 days away. So, catch the action here on One News, One Sports, and One Sports Plus. Thank you for joining us. I'm Dani Ravenna.
See you tomorrow. I'm Boom Gonzalez, and this has been The Game.